Hey there, it's Raj and Fede. We're doing our one-on-one, then we'll do our stand-up, and then we'll throw a party. All right. All right, what do you got for me, Fede?
Not much, just finishing the home tab. I need to change some APIs.
Mhm.
um, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would, but yeah, I'm I'm getting there.
Nice. Yeah, we had our new intern kind of do end-to-end testing yesterday. So he spun up a new Slack from scratch. He's never done Slack before. He said that was easy, and then installed Haley, no problems. Next thing he's going to test is 10 messages and then the 11th message to see if he gets notified of upgrading. Then he's going to upgrade um, to the paid tier. And I think that's pretty much, and then test it again, see if he can message, and then that's looking good. So we'll have him do a user acceptance testing document where each, step by step, if we want someone to test it out, that they can do
Nice.
that. Um, Ideally, we'd be able to automate that whole flow. I'm not exactly sure how you can do that with having to set up Slack and do all that sort of thing, but they're working on it. People are working on AI controlling the whole operating system. So at one point, the AI will do it all. And then there's some startups now that are doing AI testing. So we'll see if they come out and it's can do something at the higher level where it's not just within one browser like a Selenium script. It can jump from window to window, even from window to actual application. Do the whole flow that way. That would be pretty cool. And then give you a report at the end. Maybe a video recording, kind of like browser stack does, but now it's multiple windows, different. It's not just Chrome. It's Slack the app or some other third party app. Um, I looked at like if you wanted to automate our Salesforce, just having a completely AI Salesforce. I did find one company. I shared that link with you. I don't know, did you get a chance to listen to the recording?
No.
So it's um, well, let's just do a little demo here of this share screen. It's just like a free advertisement for this company, but I'm sure that there's gonna be tons of people doing this because um, if you have like ChatGPT or GPT-4 or whatever, you can pretty much let's see here, okay. And then you have like a whisper or something like that to do the voice, text to voice and voice to text. Shouldn't be too hard to do. The only thing you'll notice is there's latency between the customer and the response of the AI bot, right? And I don't know what it would say, like, hey, are you an AI bot? Would it be like, no, I'm from Texas. I'm a human being. So here's this is going to jump out. So let me change I need to go to x.com because Twitter was too long. All right, so check this demo out.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, James. It's Alexander from Tesla Motors. How's your day going so far?
It's going pretty good, my man. How about yourself? You said from Tesla, right? It's a car company?
Yeah, that's right. I'm calling from Tesla Motors, the car company. Did you have any trouble or questions while customizing your car on our website?
No.
I would already suspect.
Take a look.
Yeah, the long pauses. Yeah, these long pause like
Gotcha. That makes sense. Sometimes we're just exploring
you
our
might.
options
So
before making a decision,
like
and I totally respect that. Can I
Google
ask
was
you
doing
why
their
you were
thing. Let me
looking into
pause
a
this.
Tesla in the first place?
So this apparently
Yeah.
they can do like between 5 and 40-minute conversations or just talking to an AI bot. As you can notice, the pauses are long, right? So what they could add, this is what Google did for their they had this product that came out a while ago where you can have an AI bot schedule a reservation at a restaurant for you. So it would call, it would have the conversation with whoever's on the other line, and then look at your schedule and then schedule it in between whatever time that you wanted to do it. And there they would introduce hims and ha's and more realistic sounding of a person. So you couldn't really
Right.
tell because those spaces, those 2-3 seconds where it's calling the APIs and getting the response,
It's
and
like
then
you're
maybe it's the
doing like
voice.
a long distance call with some like
Yeah,
delay.
yeah. So someone's hammering outside here. So instead of doing these long pauses, just add like a like make it more realistic, like the person's thinking, right? So, and I'm sure they're working on that latency. That's probably top of their list of things to make better. So get rid of that latency so it's more real-time conversation. Can you hear hammering?
Yeah.
So if you remember my previous boss, Oli,
It's
you
too
remember,
early to be hammering. Why?
they're literally right here. They're literally like right there, just like whacking away at something. So he used to have a gardener that would during the meetings, like every time we have a meeting, the gardener like, and he's like, oh man, I'm pretty sure that this gardener just hangs out right here for
It's
the
waiting.
visuals, Well, look at me, I'm working. So your dollars are at work. All right, so yeah, so if I joined their wait list for that website for that company, there's probably others I'm looking to, like who has the latest and greatest AI sales teams, right? So these folks, they can do the conversation on the phone. I mean, they're not going to do a video call or anything like that, but if they maybe we'll have something where we collect phone numbers. They'll get a phone call from our sales agent, collect information, and they funnel it to a real person where either me or Lot or whoever to have the actual conversation once they've collected all the information. So you essentially want to make sure that someone has the budget, right? Like they're not just going on there. If they don't have the budget, you don't want to talk to people. It's waste your time, right? And our stuff is cheap. I mean, if you're on the free tier, stay on there, but you can't afford it. Run it yourself. It's open source. And we'll open source the billing backend also. So if anybody really does want to run the whole stack, they can. We're just not going to give up our DevOps scripts. Those we're keeping.
Okay.
So if they want to go and hand jam everything and set it up, they can. But it's just cheaper to pay us. It's going to cost you more money to go and do a deployment yourself than it is to pay us. But we are open source, that sort of thing, right? So, and we're not going to like go out of our way to foster the open source community. I did this in my previous company, AppScale, where our main thing was like, all right, we're going to try to like get people to give us code and stuff like that. And it's just like, nah, these people, God bless their heart, but you don't want their code.
It's a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not necessarily, we're open source and you can see what we're doing, but we're not trying to engender an open source community. Maybe if someone sends us like an awesome patch and we look at it and go, like, this is awesome, like we'll add it, and then give them contributor credits. But just know that if you go open source, even if you are popular, tons of stars on GitHub, very rarely are you going to get a good contributor to the software. So for the most part, the open source stuff is just to show that we're not doing anything evil. And then also when you go and if you talk about your software and your open source, it's less markety. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, they're just promoting their open source software stuff. So it's a way to do marketing as well, right? It lowers the defenses of people watching this stuff when you say, hey, it's free to open source. We're just trying to spread the word of this stuff that we're working on this project. But in actuality, it's a business, right? We're trying to get people to funnel them into to tell their bosses, hey, there's this cool open source project, we should pay for it, or we should try the free tier at least. and then go from there. And then ideally in the future, once these open source LLMs get good and are not stupid, you know, Llama 2's up there, but these things are like really big and they're going to be expensive for us to run. Right now, it's just cheaper for us to call cheap APIs that we are connected to. So that's like long term. We'll try to become more and more open source. We are locked into GCP to some degree, right? I mean, our stuff's in the container. It's Python, it's Flask, it's React. Are we doing anything that would require someone to? Pinecone is going to be.
Yeah.
Database is Postgres.
Yeah.
So that's open source. For the most part, someone could spin it up and run it in a different environment if they wanted to. It just takes time and effort. Like I said, it would just be cheaper to pay us than it is to spin up. And that's like for people that want to go and do that and they have the time but they don't have the money. Sure, man, go for it. Our license is pretty restrictive in terms of what you can do with it. You can't go and fork the code and then keep it a secret. You have to release it. So back when I was at AppScale, we were talking to this MIT professor, Hal Albertson, I think was his name, big shot at MIT. And he is friends with Richard Stallman. You know who Stallman is? He did Emacs.
Yeah. He came here. He did that talk in my university.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Awesome. Did you get to meet him?
No, I was just there, but yeah, didn't meet him.
Well, he's a big open source guy. So he reached out to me and emailed me saying, hey, you should do AGPL for AppScale. And I was like, whatever. We're trying to be super, free license. So we're Apache 2.0. Essentially, you can do whatever with the software. In hindsight, maybe it would have been a better business idea. I think the AGPL license is really good for business, right? Like it makes it super restrictive. Other companies that are trying to come in and trying to use the software without contributing back, they're unless they don't care, because like if you modify the source code and run in the back end, we wouldn't know about it unless we ran into a Haley clone and we're like, hey, where's the open source version of this, right? We see that you're doing this and this is what we have. You need to open source your stuff. So it would just if someone was to fork it, it would just proliferate open source, which is a good thing. I believe that pretty much all source code should be open, so we know that you're not doing nasty stuff with our data, which plenty of companies do. Imagine if Facebook open source their shit, and then you're like, "Oh, you're doing that with my data? Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, but even if it's open, you never know if that's what's actually running.
Yeah. So there has to be some way to like audit. We could prove it because we could just do like a log into our stuff and show, here's us hitting deploy end to end, proving it. Maybe you just you generate a random number in our version and then we show like, okay, now you can see that this is what's running, right? Something that you could track that number going through. Or just a magic trick. We go into the browser, edit.
Yeah, this is actually like the main issue around like electronic vote. So you can do it. It has to be paper.
Paper ballots. You can forge paper ballots. So
but it's much harder than like if you do it electronic.
If you have private key, if you do cryptography, private key signing, only you have that private key, and there's a public vote, you can see who voted for what.
Yeah,
you got to use cryptography.
How do you know it's not like they don't change votes, that they count correctly? That
blockchain technology. Blockchain.
Well, yeah, maybe blockchain.
Well,
yes.
You're supposed to have anonymous vote, right? Not everybody should know what you voted for, but if you somehow separated the address from the person, then you can have a public thing where you're voting and
Yeah, all the others are like private. They don't have like an owner unless you are on some centralized website like Binance or I don't know. If you make an Ethereum wallet, it's anonymous.
yeah, I think at some point there should be a open source voting system that uses cryptography. I think you should use DNA, like the DNA. You make some kind of private key from the DNA, and then you can verify if you need to. And then twins, they only get one vote. They're really only just one person.
It's like
if you have.
Did you see that they released WorldCoin? Did you see that?
Yeah, I signed up. I got the app.
Oh yeah.
Problem is, you have to. Yeah, let me pull it up.
Have to scan your.
I don't know if it does that.
You're right.
So you have to go to a location, and they have a orb thing, and it's out in LA. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get WorldCoin.
I don't. I think.
But yeah, they're doing Iris. They're doing Iris stuff, which it's interesting. Your money, your wallet's tied to your eyeball.
No.
Also backed by Sam Altman.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing. I
don't know if I trust that guy.
No.
He's not too far away from Elon Musk. One of these guys trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you're done with the app home, what else do you got teed up? I know you have a lot of cards.
The main one is like the workaround for token limit. That's like the biggest one.
Yeah, that one, because you'll get into long threads, and so it happens, right? So
yeah.
Are we doing good error handling? Like when you see that, are you getting notified that someone's running to when an exception happens, are you getting notified?
Yeah, but I need to check. There's like different exceptions. I'm catching some, like the throttling one when you are like exceeding the amount of requests from OpenAI, and when your API key is invalid. Some of those I'm catching. I need to know if there's like a special one for when you send like a long thread and it exceeds.
Should we give a error code? Not error code, like a tracking number. So if someone runs into a problem, they send us a unique, UUID. We use that UUID to look in the logs, and then we can figure out what their particular problem was.
Yeah, that can be good. Not sure how to do it, but yeah.
Well, we can. So when you spit out a message to the user about an error, you generate the UUID. In the log that you're creating for that particular error, you put that UUID, like, hey, contact support, reference this ID.
Yeah.
Or we know. You say we know about it. This is the ID that we're using to track it.
Yeah, that can work.
Okay. Let's see. We started the Beats Decoded podcast, which is Suvi's idea for generating sync licensing. It's like a terminology in the music industry. So she got 2 homework assignments. One was to reach out to this guy Mark, who does like a conference around that topic, which has 300 so people will show up for that. So she's going to talk to him about it, and then she's going to go and create a website using like Wix or one of these websites that do prompt.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how that goes. In the podcast to come, we'll do things like, okay, once you're ready, well, how do you create an LLC or a C corp or an S corp? And we use like Stripe Atlas, or we'll just kind of go through what we've already done for Upmortem and just kind of have it as a blueprint for anybody that wants to start their own company that doesn't know how to do the stuff. We're going to show them step by step how to do it, like how to make the website, the hard part's going to be if you're a team of one and you have no coding experience, what software can you use, low code, no code solution to generate a web app? Given that you have this smart AI, the AI sometimes does stupid shit and gives you API calls that don't exist, or they did exist, but now you're on a new version. The ones aren't back compatible. That's going to be tough. So I was going to ask you to look into stuff that we can leverage, that we can make you a bigger multiplier, right? What's the closest thing to prompt engineering actual apps out there today?
You mean like to make a website from scratch?
A web app. Website, that's not, they already have that. I'm talking about a web app. People are working on this, right? So what's the latest cutting edge thing, that I can throw over to her and say, hey, this is your next assignment. You're going to do a POC web app that's going to be, run wherever they hosted themselves. There's a lot of people selling snake oil online about like, oh yeah, just type in the prompt and we have ChatGPT 4 or GPT-4 is going to generate the website for you. And I'm just like, nah, dog, if you played with it, it gets you garbage. So, like there's Codex and some other stuff, right, that does small bits, but what's out there now? Because these big guys are probably have something already. Google probably has something already, but they're just like, this would just change the game. Microsoft probably has something. Amazon probably has something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a web has like too many things. Like, and
there's always new shit. Yeah.
If you could do it, it's like you will need to debug it at some point.
And if you have no programming experience, you're going to be going and having a bad time, because even if you take the error codes, give it to ChatGPT or your favorite LLM, it's going to give you back some good tips. But usually those good tips, once you go through them, you go, okay, now it's my container is corrupted and I didn't know that. And that wasn't a hint that it wasn't even the realm of possibility.
Right.
If
you ask ChatGPT, that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because we can try to automate away the Salesforce. Marketing, I'm trying to find a platform that can do everything. It's pretty easy to create these like TikToks and videos once you spent enough time on it, how to do you learn the tool. And you saw them, like here, let's share with our one viewer here what we have created recently. Did you get a chance to see these?
No.
All right, let me show you what I created this morning and yesterday. So here is.
Nope. Does it have some?
Doesn't that? Can you hear that?
No.
No. Damn it. Let's try again with full volume.
Find it here. Let me see.
No.
No, but I'm hearing it on my Slack.
Oh, you hear it on your Slack?
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I can get off my headset here. My headset's almost dead anyway. Disconnect.
What's with the copyright? We don't have issues with that. You're muted.
You mean this TikTok logo?
No, I mean the copyright for the songs. I don't know. I hear a Dua Lipa song. on one of those.
Yeah. So TikTok apparently has rights to these songs because they let you create from the template has this song.
Oh, okay.
So I'm, TikTok licenses stuff as far as I
Yeah.
know. Otherwise, they shouldn't be offering you guys to use songs that
Yeah.
are they don't have the rights for. Let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah.
Why am I still here and waiting for us to have? Because you know.
Oh, that one's like fall in love with Haley. Okay, then I have I did this one. This one's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the one we did, Dua Lipa. Oh,
Come on, full screen. Okay.
Everything I love about you, I promise.
there.
Windows 1995. Windows 95. Love yourself. So yeah, that one TikTok. Like they have the template. You just give a few pictures and it generates that. And then I just add like the Haley AI open source text. This one's also from TikTok, as you can see. Okay, from the beginning. That one got one favorite, so that's cool. Someone liked it. Liked enough to make it a favorite. Apparently, OpenAI is working on some like next generation DALL-E 2 thing. That was a thing. So Bobby, when he was testing it, he was trying to have Haley do some stuff, and it was like, "Hey, can you create this image that's this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be cool if Haley could do that, where you don't have to leave Slack and you can just generate images." But it's expensive. It's like for a 1024 by 1024 image with DALL-E 2, it's 2 cents. Right, so if they're just cranking out pictures, we lose money on these folks. But I did find an open source API, Deep.ai had an open source one. So maybe we'll look at the pricing there, see if it, how does it relate to the business? Can the business handle that kind of cost? Or maybe we do some sort of pricing thing where we do usage-based pricing, 4 cents an image or something like that, and then we do variable pricing. Or it's a part of the enterprise plan. If you ask Haley to do that, it's like, hey, you need to pay $3 more, and then you can do all this stuff. And then also maybe I'm just like too worried that they would do it all day, every day. Maybe just to do it a couple of times. It doesn't cost us that much money.
Yeah, you have to limit.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So I think, did you see this one?
Yeah, I think it's.
So if you look at let me share if I go to my TikTok. This thing will automatically start talking, so I need to. So you'll see that this is like free advertising. Like you don't have to pay anything. I'm doing it for my personal account. So this one got one. So these are the ones I just did right before our meeting. So I was late to our meeting. One view. This one got 116. I did this right before our meeting also. So didn't have to pay for views. It's going off of AI, software engineer, and then you can see some of these. This one I did yesterday. Phone footage of my first time surfing.
Beautiful.
That's not me. The surface. That's me over there struggling my board.
People don't know.
So that one was. So if it doesn't have the TikTok logo, it wasn't created on TikTok. It was using Leap Video Leap or whatever.
Oh.
And then we had this one for the podcast that we're doing. Tuesdays, 10 a.m. PST. I think there was music, whatever. So that was shared on Instagram, and on Instagram, Suvi has like 15,000 followers on Instagram, so she got a good amount of likes and stuff there. So she's doing the marketing. Like there, I'm just doing the podcast and then assigning homework. I'm not owning any bit of her company or anything. It's all hers. I'm just there to help her, guide her, mentor her. But she's really good communicator, creative, and driven, because she already jumped on it to start like marketing the podcast and stuff like that. So
That's good. Where did you meet her?
So I have a friend, Daniel. He was on our podcast before for the R&R show.
Mm-hmm.
This is his wife.
Oh.
Yeah. So they came this last weekend to hang out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I got this idea for startup." I'm like, "Great, you have a startup idea, fantastic." And then she's like, "You have to sign an NDA," and I was like, "Great, where do I sign your NDA so I can hear your good idea?" And I just told her, like, "Hey, look, NDAs are stupid. Like, if you have a good idea, chances are someone's already doing it, right? So like you're not really like NDAing anything new, unless it's like I created this formula that no one's done before and it does X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Then I get it. Like you have a top secret thing, which you shouldn't even share with an investor or anybody, right? This is what I can do.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about software, it's so easy to like duplicate software that it's just foolish to try to do NDAs and limit the people that you talk to, because you create energy, buzz, people helping you by talking about it, sharing your passion. If you just like, oh, I'm not going to talk to anybody, I'm being so she told me no NDA, and I was like, we should do a podcast where you talk about it openly, and then you try to get people to help you, right? Because they believe in yourself, they want to join you, right? They believe in your cause. And, we did that. What do we have, like 30 people on Upmortem at one point, right? Like working for free. Well, they worked for equity because they believed in that. They believed in Haley and stuff, so they helped a little bit along the way. But people have to get paid. That's why it's just me and you on this thing now, right? Like the one guy getting paid and the other co-founder. So we still got 7 people. So then we brought an intern, and then Daniel said he'll do sales. So maybe we can make a sales, like maybe he's head of sales, but he just needs to find the AI platform to just streamline everything, right? He's like the last guy that you talk to, right? The AI does all the conversations, and when you're like, all right, this person's ready to close, then we bring in a human being.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So if we could do that with marketing, sales, to as much extent engineering, finance, HR. If you have people, like 7 people in a company, you don't really need the HR department. So
yeah,
I am HR. All right. Anything else?
No, not much.
All right. Well,
did you see that news about the
UFOs?
superconductors?
I think was it an AI thing that helps you generate the formula for superconductivity?
No, it's like someone, I don't know. It's not like an official paper yet, I think, but someone said to found a way to have like superconductor that work at like ambient temperature.
That
So
how much better?
it's like much better because they don't produce like any heat, so they can work at ambient temperature. So let me send you the tweet.
So what are the benefits of a superconductor?
We already have. The problem is that they heat a lot. So if we can like, I don't know, work at ambient temperature, I know you can charge your phone in 1 second. Things like that.
Well, that technology will never make it out. Like you've seen like the videos, like this guy made a car that runs on water. Next day he's dead. This guy made unlimited energy. Next day he's dead. So I don't get too hyped up about like game changing technology because that technology gets like the interest, right? Oil and all these big interests. They're like, no, we can't have that
Yeah.
happen. So I'm sure that there's been all this super cool tech that would have just changed the game, right? Like
Yeah.
free energy, run your car on water, whatever, right? And it's just scrapped. In the comments. Let me check this. How do I click this link? You want to share your screen? Just share the.
I
tweet?
also sent you on the private chat. So
Okay. Share, present, share screen.
I don't know why you don't see a thread there. Or you do. Yeah, it does.
27 million views.
Yeah, but I don't know why you don't see like the full thread. It's like a full thread. Someone broke X.
Is this it?
No.
Yeah, this is the thread. Is it bigger than cold fusion? Free energy.
Yeah, but those are short comments. I don't know.
Oh, you got a thread for this whole thing?
Yeah, but I don't know why it's not showing.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Good talking. I will hit you up on the Slacks.
Okay. See you there.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.